Well, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Here we go. Yes, we are. We're live. Hey, how's everybody doing? Let's see, we got one person. Hey, Kathleen, how you doing? I'll wait for a few people to show up and we'll start talking about some stuff. Just to begin with, the topic is gatherings. Yes, we could still do those. Hey, Joe. Anyhow, the subject came up at the event this year, and I wanted to expand on it a little bit. So we'll give a few more minutes for folks to show up and come in. Hi, Sheila. Let's see here. Okay, I'm on. All right. Looks like we got a couple. Well, nobody's showing. Here we go. Deb Maslow. I haven't seen that name in a little bit. It's good to see you, lady. All right, so give it another minute or two. I just got a framed picture of John Darling for my desk. I thought it was cool. I found it in some of my stuff. I had scanned it years ago and I found it in my stuff. And I put it on my desk. Hello, hello. Anyhow, I guess I'll just go ahead and start yakking away. One of the obstacles we've been facing in each year in June is coming up with the numbers of people showing up to the event. And something we haven't brought up in a while is gatherings and how you can do them at home. You can do them over a 3-day period, and it's quite a an extraordinary event. Joe describes it as a life-changing quantum spiritual event in which you experience your gifts and the giftedness of other masters. It's pretty good 9 bars, I'd say. Hi, Kathleen. Oh, Donna and Kathy, too. Okay, cool. So I got gathered way back when in 1998, back when we were still doing traditional gatherings. In 2005, we started doing gatherings at the event. And it was because, from what I understand, it was because we weren't doing as many gatherings outside of the event. Hey, there's Joe. Hey, Joe. I'm going to wave at Joe. I waved. So, anyhow, one of the epiphanies I had at the event this year was we need to do more gatherings, and we as masters have the availability to do 4 gatherings at our home or at a place that's convenient for you. The tough part is finding the 7 people to gather. We found that to be quite difficult over the years, but now with the availability of social media as well as the websites that have been created, we have a better way to coagulate and get together and have a communication. It's easier for everybody to get involved in. Recently I was able to get the seals, the Shekinah seals, that were offered many years ago, probably 15 years ago. They started getting offered, and I just recently got them like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And from what I understand, I'm able to do 4 more gatherings. I had done 4 gatherings, and then, you don't need to do more than 4. Michael had stated that we're growing a tree, not building a bush. So if you have too many gatherings, your limb gets a little heavy, and things fall just like my glasses. Anyhow, how to do a gathering at home? Well, that's up to you. We have a manual that Joe has available. If you're gathered, you can get this manual sent to you either by myself, or you contact Joe, or the person that gathered you might even have a copy of it. It's pretty well circulated through a Word document. Hey, welcome, Manny. And anyhow, it's pretty well documented, and it's broken down into 3 days so that you can put together the best possible experience for these masters. And I've been posting the visits on the Gathered Masters Children of Light page. And the first one that I posted was the first gathering, the visit after the first gathering, and actually was the first before the first gathering, and Michael had told Joe where to stand within this gathering. It's quite a good read. Also talked about what might be transpiring during that time. And each time we do these gatherings, it's different. Each person has an energy that they bring to the gathering, and then the 7 masters bring their energy to the gathering. It's quite extraordinary. One of the pinnacles of my life, when I got gathered, it was the most mystical time. I felt very close to nature. I felt close to God. I felt close to myself, and I was well on my way to starting to fall madly, deeply in love with myself as a result of the gathering. And again, the reason why I'm talking about the gathering so much is because we've been having difficulties with our numbers. In order for us to grow our numbers, we must grow in gatherings. Yes, we can do the gatherings at the event. Unfortunately, a lot is lost during that time because there's so much going on at the event. The masters could be given some tools that they receive at the gathering. It's rather difficult trying to fit all of that in, juggling, several hundred people. So I'm encouraging everybody to go ahead and look and see if that's something that they would like to pursue, doing a gathering or doing maybe 3 or 4 gatherings. You can do up to 4. As far as support goes, there's a lot of masters that have done gatherings at home, and they're willing to step up and help you. I'm always available. You can reach me by phone, by email, by Facebook, by whatever means that you got it. Reach out. You can get me. It's easy. Does anybody have any questions? Hey, Jeff. There's a little bit of a time lapse here, so I'm waiting. No questions. It's pretty self-explanatory about gatherings and whatnot. Now, again, I'm in complete and total support of what you guys are doing as far as the gatherings go, and helping you find people, maybe giving you ideas and inspirations as to how to put yourself out there. The main thing is once you make a commitment to doing this work, stuff starts happening. You'll notice after experiencing the events and experiencing the gatherings, when you set your mind to doing something, there's more helping you now, because you're at a different vibration where you can start receiving these gifts, this help that's available all the time to us. I was recently reading one of the visits, and actually it was in the book, Blessings, Gifts, and Deeds. I'll get to your question in just a second, Sheila. One of the things that stood out in the book to me was Joe and Michael were having a correspondence, and Michael said, "Why do you ask God for things that you can do for yourself?" It kind of made me think how powerful we are. What can you do if you can't find all the colors? Put yourself out there. You will find them. They will come to you. You're a beacon of light. You are lighthouse, so to speak, in rough waters. People will seek you out just by who you are. And also make yourself seen. They're not going to come to you if you're sitting in your living room. If you're in your living room, a whole lot's not going to happen. But if you get out and start communicating with people through your social circles, your I don't know, unity churches, any type of spiritual gatherings, fairs. People do a lot of different types of healing work, and they're always getting people together. So if you make yourself seen, people are going to start asking you, hey, what's going on with you? Because they're going to notice when you're in the room, babies look at you, the animals come to you, you're at a higher vibration, and you're like this magnetism about you now that was much different than before. It's easier to start conversations with people. Unfortunately, now, speaking about the seven colors and that conversation and how the gifts and attributes work with us in our everyday lives is much easier for people to palate, because there's so many people in the area or on the planet that have become aware of this information. And as more people that become aware of our information, the more the 100th monkey, so to say, takes effect. As we grow in numbers, hey, how you doing, Danielle? As we grow in numbers, the vibration branches out. It's as like when we got the gate of grace, and Michael said, have them set across the land. The more people started putting the gates up, the more vibration started moving around in this area, as well as we did the Gate of Grace over a 9-year period through the Eden events, which evolved into the Children of Light. And now it's a grand gathering, because it is truly a grand gathering when we come together. It's pretty cool. But back to the gathering aspect of it. I really encourage you to look deep inside of yourself and see if it's something you can do. And if you don't think you can do it, well, you might want to look at asking for help within and outside. I'd like to do this thing. There's people that are going to be willing to help you. Will you need helpers at the event? At the gatherings? Probably not. It's best to have the servant and the seven masters so that you guys can create this common bond, this thing that just doesn't go away. I'm still connected with the people I was gathered with. Some of them are deeper connections than others, but the connection will always be there no matter what. Whether you're gathered at the event or in a home. I find it to be more beneficial to the masters to be gathered at home, because you get that one-on-one stuff, and then the intimacy there is it's really great. When you eat together, when you sleep in the same building, you get up and do the same thing in the morning. It's really moves into oneness. Back to Sheila's question again. That's the biggest thing that seems to be the obstacle. Well, when I did my first gathering, I was in Montana. I was in a little town called Hamilton, and it was just it was in February. We had just had a big snowstorm a couple weeks previous, and that was going away. It was still quite cold. I'm out 1,200 miles away from my hometown. I don't know anybody there. I put the intention out that I wanted to do this gathering, that I had a place to do this gathering. And, all my other attempts had failed and whatnot. But, I just really sincerely, truly wanted to do this thing. And I wasn't going to take no for an answer. And I went to work that one day, and I was working at a place called Star Haven. And I got the word out to as many people as I possibly could, use the Gathered Masters Yahoo group, chat rooms that were available back then, emails, things of that nature. I got home and there was 9 messages on my phone of people interested in gathering and heard that I was doing this gathering. And they were willing to travel from about 3 hours away to come do it. And this one lady in particular had all of the people to do the gathering. And they came from 3 hours away in Kalispell. A few of the other people didn't work out. And then one lady came from Missoula, Montana. She shows up. She showed up first, and her license plate had a 444 on it. So hey man, we're gonna have a party with this one. It's obviously going to come down. Anyhow, we had to do some work in order to have everything work out the way it needed to be. We had some colors that were kind of mixed up, and we had to sit and talk to each other. And hi, Denise. We had to, like the husband and wife was a orange and a red combination. The wife thought she was orange. The husband thought he was a red. And they just had to figure it out. And during our conversations, they figured it out themselves. Now, that brings up the subject of helping other people figure out their color. It would be best to just give them the information, help them to see how it might work in their lives, and don't tell them what they are. I mean, even if they're blatant about it, try not to tell them. Help them see it, because when they have victory over their gift, then something else happens, and then you own it. You have more of a deeper understanding of who you are. And then when you go to do this gathering and you have these people that have discovered who they are on their own, the bonds become very great, and the possibilities of them continuing the work into coming to the event every year that we have in June, around the June area, becomes a little bit easier. And of course, we will still offer the gatherings at the event. That's probably not going to go away. Anyhow, again, if you guys need anything for, where to look, how to approach people, I'm open to helping, and I know a lot of folks that are willing to do it. I've talked to several masters that are like, yeah, have them call me or put my number on a list or whatever. A lot of people are willing to step up to the plate. We got people willing to help with the events. We got people willing to help with classes outside of the event. That's another thing. You might want to engage myself or some of the other masters that have been doing this for a lot of years. We have been teaching this for a long time, and we would be a contribution to whatever you're doing. If we rely on just Joe, he's going to be stretched out. He's a great teacher, and he's going to be teaching, but he can't be in like 5 different places at once. If you have the people that he's trained over the years, it's pretty much just as good. It is nice having Joe around, though. I'll tell you that. He's a fun guy to have around. But engage each other, have your groups. And, like in Utah, they have groups that get together. They have them in Colorado. They used to have them in Illinois. They used to have them in Washington and Montana and things of that nature. But things move and change, and people get different things come up in their life. And, obviously, you move on. So I'm going to throw out, is there any questions at all? There's only a few people in the room, so we'll... Okay, I guess not. I don't see any typey fingers. All right, so I would like to do this a couple more times, but the next few, this one I wanted to encourage people to do, to look at their participation in gatherings, and if that's something that they desire to do, give you the information that there is help out there if you really would like to do this and you get stuck. Call me night or day. What's the worst thing I could do? Call you back. That's it. If it goes into voicemail, I will call you back. I always do. I'd like to expand a little bit more on some of the processes that we have available to us. Over the last 23 years, we've received tuning forks, essential oils, even meditations, all kinds of different things that have come up. Yes, it has worked really well, Joe, and I'm glad you showed up. And there is a way to do a split screen so that I'm not the only one talking on here. I'd like to invite some of you guys to come in and contribute to what's going on, because it's not just about me. It's not just about one guy or one gal. As Michael has said, and I've been looking in all kinds of the visits, and I'm about at 43 right now, he said, it's up to the masters. So let's step up to the plate and do something with this. We can move mountains. We can create a world that works for everybody. And as we discover that awesomeness that we carry, you got it, you have it, you're always going to have it. You're going to spread that out into the world. Each time you come to the events, each time you get together with the masters, each time you read the visits, each time you do any of the processes, each time you tune your chakras, use an oil, you're bettering yourself in ways that you can only imagine. And without those tools, it would take a tremendous amount of time. Yes, you can tune your chakras without the forks, but it takes a long time. And the more you tune your chakras, the more you have available those frequencies, because your body's memorizing them. After a period of time, you won't need the forks. You just call upon those frequencies and you can use them. So that's coming. Or it's here. I don't know. Anyhow, it's only been about 20 minutes. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover about gatherings. I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And this video will be saved. I'm going to post it on thegrandgathering.com. If you haven't signed up as a member on thegrandgathering.com, please do. We'll be having webinars and these type of things either streamed through that site or via Facebook, whatever works easier. Really appreciate you guys showing up. Thanks a whole bunch. I was kind of excited to be able to speak to you guys. And I look forward to seeing you within the next couple of weeks. Bless your heart. Have an awesome night.